You're watching Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports, and if you love the NFL Draft, then I want you to like today's video. Show that you do want us to do a 7-round mock draft for all of the Baltimore Ravens picks. If you like the video, we'll do that video for you, the 7-round mock draft, in just a little bit. Kicking off today's show on the Baltimore Ravens with a brand new Todd McShay mock draft. He posted his latest one on ESPN, and we'll break down the pick and what it means potentially for the Baltimore Ravens. We'll get to the actual selection here. A reminder of the players who went off the board a little bit before McShay made the pick for the Ravens. Ahmad Gardner and Trent McDuffie, both corners going round 1, 6 to Carolina and 12 to Minnesota. Charles Cross, the offensive tackle, goes to Mississippi to the Giants. Devin Lloyd goes in round 1 to Denver. Oh, forgot to mention, Derek Stingley off the board just a few picks before the Ravens are on the clock. So McShay gives them Tyler Linderbaum. And that, I believe, is a, well, first off, very common mock draft pick to the Ravens, understandably so, but it's a good one for Baltimore. For some teams and some media scouts out there, like myself, for example, Linderbaum is going to be a top 10 prospect in this year's class. Now, because of the positional value of centers, and because of the fact that Linderbaum's a 290-pounder, he's not going to be for everybody. That means a top-tier prospect, an easy round 1 grade for me, could slide. To a lesser extent, like how Quentin Nelson slid I had him as the number 1 player easily in his draft class. He slid down to the Colts pick at number 6. Lesser example, because Linderbaum's not as good of a prospect as Nelson is, but I think he'd be a good pick for the Ravens, in large part because, well, Bradley Bozeman is a pending free agent. He might not be back, and if he's not, center becomes a pretty damn big need for the Baltimore Ravens. Linderbaum with the McShay mock pick is not a unique one. That's been done many a time, but for pretty good reasons as far as I am concerned. Fills a big potential need. He's an awesome football player as well. There are some concerns about his strength, given that he's only 290 pounds, but he's also not that tall. So he's got a good enough build, I believe. He was dominant at Iowa against Big Ten competition in the run game and the passing game. I think it'd be a no-brainer. Great pick for the Ravens. I want you now to grade it for me. Then we'll spend some time on another player mentioned by McShay in his article. But first up, grade the pick of Tyler Linderbaum. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving it an A, but I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. So head down there, especially if you get the ad break here on YouTube. While that ad plays, type your grades at the pinned comment. The other name mentioned in the McShay mock draft for the Ravens was Trevor Penning, which is not that uncommon of a mock draft pick either, especially if you're not going Linderbaum in round 1. Penning hails from Northern Iowa. UNI, FCS player, awesome size, 6'7" and some change. Program weight juiced a little bit there. Very productive at the FCS level, and also played very well against Iowa State, his really big FBS level of competition right there. I think he's at his best in the run game, which makes him a good fit for the Ravens given the uncertainty at both tackle spots. I love Ronnie Stanley when healthy. Is he healthy, though? That's a pretty big question right now, especially given his past 2 years. Right tackle, I assume Alejandro Villanueva is going to retire. Not locked in yet, and he'll probably be cut if not. And you begin to wonder about, what are they going to do with Juwan James? Is he a piece? So Penning could be a good fit, but it also borders on insurance policy pick, and I can't do that in round 1. So if these two players are both on the board, like they were in the McShay mock draft, who are you picking? Type in L for Tyler Linderbaum or type in P for Trevor Penning. Now, back in stock is the best deal on Fanatics, the T-shirt hat combo pack. It is incredibly tough to find officially licensed gear, hat or T-shirt, for $30. It doesn't happen very often. You can get the combo pack, though, by going to chatsports.com/RavensCombo. We'll put that link in the comment section and in the description. It's a perfect gift, especially if you got a birthday or something coming up. It's a strong one for you. chatsports.com/RavensCombo. Back on that ish again, Antonio Brown to the Baltimore Ravens. I don't like it. Lamar Jackson apparently spent the Super Bowl with Antonio Brown and Kanye West, which I don't know if I'll be honest, I don't know if I love my QB. He can do it every once in his free time. And not the group I'd surround myself with here. But Lamar seems to want Brown, and Brown has shown interest in the past in playing for the Baltimore Ravens. And here's the photo, by the way, one of the several ones posted on Lamar's Instagram story. He seems to get along with AB. And, of course, there's Marquise Hollywood Brown, AB's cousin. More on Hollywood, by the way, and a ridiculous rumor that I kind of killed on Twitter coming up in a little bit. I'll make this point off the top. Please don't sign Antonio Brown. I don't want him on the Ravens. He is a problem everywhere he goes. He might work for a year, cool, but he has burnt bridges at every single destination he has been on in his NFL career. I know the talent's there. I get that. I don't trust him. I refuse to trust him. I cannot have that guy on my team in my locker room. I think it's a bad idea if it's the route the Ravens really want to go. We'll come back to more Lamar stuff here, but first, do you guys want to sign Antonio Brown? A classic chat sports question here. Shout out Mitchell Renz of the Raiders Report for coming up with it. AB for yes, FAB for no. Sound off in the comments section. Good news now on Lamar Jackson. He's been working out with teammates James Proche and Rashod Bateman. Now, this matches John Harbaugh's timeline for Lamar's recovery from his own ankle injury. Now, Lamar is coming off his worst year ever. It wasn't even that bad of a year, but he was not at his best, despite what some members of the media tried to say after every game that he was playing better. He wasn't. We've seen his MVP caliber. We've seen him play better than this. But I do like him working out with teammates. It's a really good sign in February. Rashod Bateman, one of them, good. I'm excited about him. I love that pick by the Baltimore Ravens. I think he's going to be a very, very good wide receiver in the NFL. You want to have your first-round pick and your QB get going on that chemistry. I think it's a good sign that James Proche was also out there for the Ravens, a potential future slot option. I like him. Great backup receiver, special teams value as well. I want to see all the receivers at some point, not necessarily all at once. That's okay. But at some point, working with Lamar Jackson this offseason. You guys want more Ravens videos? You've come to the right spot. Hit that big red button and subscribe today for free Ravens videos all season and off-season long. If you want to stay in the know on the Ravens, then subscribe right now. Let's move now to Marquise Brown. I will tell you guys like it is here, and I will call out the people getting fooled, even if they got that big fat blue check mark. Twitter rumors the other day claimed that Antonio Brown was quitting football to be a video game streamer. We'll show you the tweets here in a little bit. But that entire story is made up. Now, Brown is eligible for an extension. He might be looking for that new deal. Here's what was posted on social media by, and I kid you not, this is the name, folks. It's just an absolutely incredible story. So first off, let me tweet, then I'll break down everything else. The tweet, it begins with, and this is the 4-part story I posted on Twitter, from Band Drew. That's red flag number 1. Marquise Brown is retiring to pursue a career in gaming, per sources. Dedicated a lot of time last 18 months to building a Twitch following and is looking to parlay that success into a sustainable career. Tweet number 2 was by another fake account, CJ Golson, can now confidently confirm Band Drew's report. Marquise Brown is stepping away from football to pursue a streaming and content career, citing future health and higher earnings potential. That was red flag number 1. Then, and this is what got it all going last night, Michael Fabiano, who I realized follows me on Twitter and might not like my tweeting of this, but said, "My little birds are chirping about Marquise Brown, ... That was red flag number 1, that you're just trying to guess on it. Well, then we go back to our friend at Band Drew and says all it took was one verified guy saying it was believable, and the internet went nuts. And verified journalists got to be held accountable for getting tricked by a guy with his face poorly photoshopped onto Tony Montana snorting a bunch of cocaine." Guys got to be smarter. So many got by this site. It blows my mind. Like, come on. He's not going to go play video games. Guys, there's no higher earnings potential from that when you're in the mix to getting your fifth-year option picked up. If you're a backup receiver who doesn't play, okay, maybe higher earnings. Marquise Brown, no. So Brown, I do want to see play better, but no. Answering the rumors out there about Marquise Brown calling it a career and going to play video games, that doesn't pass the smell test, guys. And you do a little bit of research, and it's pretty clear that the whole thing was just made up.